how do you drive from New York City to Portland, Maine? So, there are three interstate highways in New York City: 87, 78, and 95. 78 goes the complete wrong direction and is barely in New York City and therefore will be ignored. You'd have to take a couple of streets in order to get there or backtrack, and 78 is not good for this. This isn't necessarily for my house because I have to get to these interstate highways, but once I do, or if you're in New York City, first you have to get to these major highways. 87 could be of some use, but you have to switch pretty quickly. People who live in the southwestern Bronx or in some parts of New York County might wish to be on Interstate 87 solely to get onto Interstate 95. On the flip side, people who live on the western side might not want to do all this, so they probably not get on I-87 until Westchester. And it would be kind of a waste to just go back on Interstate 278. Therefore, sometimes they go up to Interstate 84. You're going pretty crazily far out of your way for this. However, so that's why I recommend take I-87 south or just take I-95 direct. But in certain places, such as Tarrytown, really, it's 87 to 84 might be better than 287 to 95. So you're probably going to be on 995, and with this, you want to take exit. You want to take exit 48 once you get into Connecticut. That is the exit for Interstate 91 North, and then you want to take, I believe, what is it, like exit 39, 40, something like that, east. I mean, it might be exit 50 or 52, but I don't think so. Yeah, actually it is 50 or 52, but that might be on the 84 side, so I can't be sure. No, I think it is. And then you take on I-84 east, and then you take the exit for I-90 east and the Massachusetts Turnpike. There are other ways, especially during quarantining, because we have hopes of going to Maine. That spends a very long amount of time in Massachusetts. Surely there's another way. Well, if you take exit 76, you got Interstate 395, which would cause you to spend less amount of time as it gets pretty close into Rhode Island. Interstate 95 itself, if you were to take it all the way through Rhode Island and waste your time, you'd still be spending 140 kilometers in Massachusetts. And it's not because it just swirls all the way around the edges. It's because I guess it bypasses Boston. Therefore, taking Interstate 93 up to 95 again might be a good idea. In any case, once you get on 90, because 395 does take you to 90, you have some choices to make. Difficult choices. So the first is Interstate 290. You can continue up on 395 into Interstate 290, which connects to 190 and eventually 495. You could take this all the way into New Hampshire. I forgot what exit it is exactly, and they're changing exits right now, but you'll wind up in New Hampshire. And from there, you'll be back on Interstate 95. It's actually kind of a weird thing, because in order to do it, you have to go a weird way. And as to the Bronx Zoo, you're probably wondering, Andrew, when are you going to the Bronx Zoo? had plans to go today, but because of what happened, we couldn't. And my plans to go on the weekend for August 6th or 7th are most likely out the window. August 8th or 9th is certainly possible, but revolves around us getting our tests back early. They have ticket systems, and those lines sell out for a while. And my parents are actually not letting me go, even if we have to wait another weekend, instead of making me wait 5 months, because the last time I went was on March 15th. So today actually closes out 4.5 months. Also, because I've been complaining about this, about the week, they said that if I kept doing that, they'd push it back all the way to September 15th, which is 6 months. Because actually, generally, once we go like around May, we actually don't go back until, honestly, September. And my parents would have done that if not for the pandemic. So, yeah, we have to cancel the tickets, and we can't even book them in advance. I mean, we could, but there's no guarantees August 8th or 9th would walk, just because in the small chance I test positive, that's when our vacation is seriously thrown into question on whether or not we go. If we test negative, then we just have to order the tickets. If we test positive, that's the thing. At some point, my parents are going to say that we can't go on vacation just because they don't know enough information. Hotels now have 1 week cancellation policies rather than 24, that should something change, they don't lose all of their money. Now, other people are suffering from this rule as well, but they don't care. They say that otherwise they wouldn't make any money, because every time something changes, they'll have to lose their money. Sometimes they have a lot of places are increasing their cancellation fees, because generally if you get a refund of something, you have to pay, say, $300 as a cancellation fee. A lot of places are upping that up to $600 or $500. That's why parents are making decisions until they're pretty much sure, because then they could still be wasting money, and it would be a huge disappointment. This year is supposed to be the year that we go to Canada. After many years of me pestering my parents, and now we can't until at least April, although that seems unlikely. If you're wondering, a lot of you had their bar mitzvahs in March, had to push them back to September, April to October, May to November, and June to December. Now that's not the best idea, because September and October is too soon. People who have smaller things can still have them, but anyone who's having something large is going to have to double postpone back into March, June. And June would work, but March probably won't. And then at that point, do you postpone a third time? You have to pay thousands of dollars to postpone. People are losing their jobs, so they might not have enough money, and places are shutting down. So obviously, at some point, they say no. If you're a girl and not a boy, some people are then just switching to having big sweet 16s instead of bar mitzvah parties. But